Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so grateful that you guys are here with me today. Thank you so much for joining me on this channel. So I wanted to talk to you guys about the energies that are going on. I wanted to talk to you about like how to ground yourself, keep that awareness about you and not take on so much of this energy that's shifting. So what I've been shown is that our energies used to play out like this. So we'd go through like a new moon, and then we get a pause, and then like a retrograde and a pause, right? Time to level up in between. So what's happening right now is that we're getting upgraded pretty much every day, right? But what's happening is the energies are overlapping each other, right? So we're starting like the new moon early, the energies of the new moon. And then as it's, keep on going, the next one is already starting before this one ends, right? So what's happening is we're getting caught up in two different energy shifts at the same time. And that's been going on for quite a while now. And what's happening is people can't ground fast enough to get the energies out, or up level fast enough to actually feel themselves. So it just feels like a constant vibration in your body, or it feels like you're high. It'll feel like, maybe you're sad. This is all part of the upgrading that's going on in our system. Our DNA is getting upgraded with every energy shift we go through. Your vibration levels are up leveling as well. So your body is like a magnet for energy. The Schumann resonance is telling you those things too, but you're experiencing that energy. And it's not just some people, it's every single person, right? So with these energy shifts, we have to stay grounded. And my favorite one is I command myself to ground anything that's not mine or that's not needed, right? The energy that's not needed in our body, please take back to Mother Earth. So, and she'll just recycle that energy from us, right? But it doesn't matter if it's negative or positive. She'll just take whatever she needs from us that we don't. The other thing that's kind of going on that started happening just before the eclipse is this whole upside down, right? So we were great, and then we hit it, and all of a sudden everything got turned upside down. And what happened is that everything's being shaken up. So people are mad, they're angry, they're frustrated, they're depressed. They can't make heads or tails of their thoughts. They can't, navigate life. They need to sleep, or they feel heavy. They're purging like a lot, sadness, past relationships, emotions. But what's going to happen with that energy is that this is going to start to come back around on the 4th, right? So it's already started. We're about here right now, right? And we just need to make it so that this stands upright again. When we hit the upright, that energy will still continue forward, but it will feel more light. It will feel rejuvenating. It will feel like you can actually make a thought. You feel happier, less heaviness. So all of these things are playing factors into us as well, right? This upgrading system. Now, what I'm finding is those who ground can navigate it easier than people who don't ground often. So if you need to ground every 10 minutes, if you're on with clients on Zooms and all these things, put up some, protection around your computer, put up, energy around yourself so that this can't affect you. And then ground after each meeting, right? I get rid of all the stuff that's not mine. This is my clients over there, just throw it in that trash can. And that will help you to keep and maintain your own vibration as it starts to climb up. A really great way to understand where you are vibrationally is you can check with your pendulum, right? So you just hold your pendulum. I'm going to manipulate it, but usually you don't, right? So you go, show me yes, show me no. Okay. And then you just start at a number, start nice and low if you want to. Say, am I vibrating at 100? Right? So now it's going to go all by itself. Yes, I'm vibrating. Am I vibrating at 200? Okay. Am I vibrating at 300? Right? So this will start to pick up speed, right? As you keep elevating, because the energy is going to start elevating, right? Am I vibrating at 400? So yes. If you're someone who is already at higher consciousness, start at like 1,000 and work your way up, right? So we're moving out of this low vibrational energy, which is like 25 and 50 and 75 and 100. So we want to be at least 500 and above that. And then each shift that you're going through with this, right? Every shift you go through, your vibration will raise, right? And some people will go up and then come back down just a little bit and then up and down. This is just so your body can calibrate to the new energy. And that's why that happens. Some people will go to 900 and then come back to like 850. And that's just so your body can get ready for the next shift, right? We've got to be able to integrate these changes nice and easily. If you're pushing against the energy shift, it's going to be harder on the body. So it's really right now about going within, being aware of what's going on inside of you, and then making those changes that you need to. If things are changing in your diet, don't force yourself to eat something you're not supposed to. If you're on a strict diet, maybe there's something in that diet that you actually need to eat others outside of that diet, right? I'm finding right now that some of my clients that I'm working with who are gluten-free, it's like you almost need to go eat the bread, right? You need to go find something to fill that void that's going on inside of you. And, when we have children and they're allergic to something, we take it away. And then we reintroduce it to make sure they're actually allergic to it. You can start doing that with your body as well, right? If you're gluten-free, try eating something that has gluten and see if your body is still in that state. I've had it where I've had allergic stuff to other things in my life, and I've removed them for 3 days. I brought them back in and I'm fine, right? So try that, change the structure of your diet. Go more fruit and vegetable based, right? Or go with, people are on this meat diet. And I'm like, if you want to do that, you can. I don't eat beef, but I did for a long time. But my body actually feels better now that I don't, right? So that's helping my vibration raise because I'm not, tapping into that energy. So I hope this helps. It's a fun structure to really work with. So try that for yourself. The next thing I want to go into is how to change your, the structure that you see in front of you, right? So it's quantum physics. And what it is it allows you to change your timeline, right? So a lot of people don't get this when I explain it to them. And that's why I wanted to do this, because it is actually very simple. So let's just say every morning you wake up and you walk outside of your house and there's a bum sitting on the corner and he's smoking a joint, and it's something you don't want around your kids or even for yourself to walk in front of every day, right? If you said to yourself before you left your house that man will no longer be in front of my house, and you walk outside and he's not there, that's a timeline shift, right? So you've shifted that timeline that says he's always there to he's never there, right? We can change that structure on absolutely anything. I did it in the very beginning of this whole stuff that's going on outside your door. I went, it doesn't exist in my reality. So therefore everything just started to go away of it, right? So there was no centers or any of that stuff around me. And my girlfriend would call me and say, hey, there's 100 people in line for this thing at the store. And I'm like, I'm there now and there's nobody in line, right? So it doesn't show up in my timeline. It just doesn't exist there, right? When we walk places, there's literally nobody getting it. So it's like, if you're in that vibrational level of whatever's going on, so if you go vote, you're coming into that timeline of voting. You don't want to lower your energy to do anything. You want to always raise them to you. So by doing that, you'll start to shift your timeline so that you understand where you are at, not where somebody else is trying to place you, right? So in the quantum structure, a negative will keep you in a negative until you switch it to the positive. So let's just say your kids are fighting with you over, doing homework, right? And you don't like fighting with your kids. If you said in your structure, you know what? I get that they're struggling and I get that it's hard for them, but let's make it really easy. I'm going to support them and I'm going to give them all the encouragement they need to understand that they've got this and it's easy, and we're going to make it easy. The next time they come to you at the homework, they may not even show up to get help. They might just say, thanks for helping me. That's the positive timeline shift, right? We're stopping the negative, creating a positive. The end result is a positive timeline shift. If you maintain that positive vibration, you'll always be in a positive vibration, right? And once we step into that positive vibration, the negative illusions stop showing up, right? So in my last video, we talked about the negative illusions that are showing up. There's more and more and more of them. If you buy into it, you're going to their timeline they want you to go on. But if you stop buying into it, stop watching the media, all these things, then you start saying what timeline you want to be on and where the shifts are you want to make. And with that, it will help you navigate where you feel good and where you feel bad, right? Because by asking certain questions, we can just allow ourselves to step into the new timeline. So let's give an example. You want to manifest a house. Live as though you already have that house. And if you're not living as though you already have that house in joy and running in the fields and, petting horses, whatever it is you want, then you're not in that timeline structure of vibrational energy match. So it's stepping into what it is you want, not allowing someone else to determine that. You can raise your vibration with I am affirmations and yoga, hiking, all those things. Meditation will all help you raise that vibration, but you have to be willing to see the positive. What's the positive stuff you want to see, right? Because they can, I'll just say this because this is the best timeline stuff ever. So the new variant came out, but they said it went to Australia. Well, Australia is locked down bigger than Fort Knox. How is it supposed to even get in there? So do you see the illusion? If you buy that illusion, you're bringing your energy down to their government's level, right? Manipulation, fear, right? So if their country's not even open for travel, how are people supposed to get in to give them this new variant, right? So it's like we have to understand the timeline that we want to be on. So if I said, okay, I'm going to pray and I'm going to see that Australia's, all the restrictions are lifted. Now I'm bringing my timeline up here to the positive, where I can go outside, I can do whatever I want to, I can step out in freedom and not, the government's going to, we don't want to bring any of that notion in. This will never be forced, right? Things will never be forced upon you unless you allow it. And that goes the same for your job. When we stand up into the positive vibration, our timeline will shift. So I ask you to try it. Try shifting your timeline that says, I don't like this, so I'm going to change this to the positive, and I'm going to start living in that positive energy that everything is working out, everything is perfect, I have my freedom, the shelves are stocked full of food, and they will be. And they will be. When you need that one item, it's going to be there. It might be the only item on the shelf, but because you're saying this item is now here, it's going to be there. You have to trust and believe that it will. And as soon as you put your trust and faith into all of it, it will. Here's another one that they're showing me too, is some people are going through this whole family divide right now. Oh, you have this, you can't come over. Maybe one kid's got this and another one doesn't want it. Freedom of choice, right? So in that reality, we can create a new structure that says everybody is in harmony. It doesn't matter if you have this or not. And you can start creating that reality that says, I'm welcome everywhere. And trust me, it 100% works every time if you believe you can be there, right? You have to switch your structure. I've already switched mine, right? None of this stuff exists in my reality. I live my life 100% free, right? In my off time, I go watch other people's videos and dissect all of their illusions that they're talking about, because half the stuff is not real, right? They want you to believe that they're right. They're not. Not in my reality, they're not, because I don't live on that timeline. So certain things that some people talk about, that doesn't even show up anywhere near me because it doesn't exist, right? Because I'm not in that timeline. I live over here in this timeline that says everything is at peace. And that's how it's been since pretty much like the first 6 months, right? After you learn to navigate what's true and what's not, then you start to navigate into what works for you. So I want you guys to try that. Go look at where the energy is shifting, how much you're getting to be able to ground yourself, be able to be in the moment, and then go in and look at your timeline. What don't you like in your timeline? This doesn't work, switch it. This works. Let's go step into that and be in joy. And you'll see how fast you start to change your reality of some of the narratives that are being said, right? I just want to put this out there before I let you guys go. Listening to the Canadian parliamentary debates is absolutely hilarious. Great way to go look at illusion. One asks a question, the other one giggles. Why would our parliamentary leaders be giggling in the House of Parliament? Because to them, it's a joke, right? It's an absolute joke. You've got people standing up for our rights saying we need to dissolve this state of emergency, right? And they're saying it for everybody, but how many people are actually going to see that? Where is it actually going to be publicized that these people don't want the lockdown? Right? But we have to start thinking of it as a positive, right? There's no lockdown. We're free to do what we want to do. Nothing can stop your Charter of Rights. So it's you stepping into that belief system that says, this is what I'm going to do. And nothing will stand in your way, I promise you. Everything will line up with ease and flow to make it happen. So I want you guys to go try that. All right. And I'll leave you guys for today. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care, guys.